Matlab, it was just a random movie I just chose. I don't know why. I needed something to just watch. And it should be like not too much to give effort because I was not in the phase watch a movie with so much of information. So I bought some cookies, had milk, and I started eating and started watching.
Cookies
So-
or Coca-Cola?
Cookies only. So because I was hungry, so I was so hungry and I wanted to watch something, so I downloaded this movie, and the movie was Palm Springs, bro. You know, and I had no idea about the movie, like how it is gonna go, right? I was like, some random shit is happening. There's this guy who is talking some shit, and somehow he knows everything, whatever is happening. Somehow he can actually predict how the things are going to be in the beginning of the movie, right? When the marriage scenario, marriage sequence is happening.
Yeah.
And on the other side, this Sarah, right?
Sarah,
Christian.
the hot chick.
I mean, Sarah, who can be like a difficult person who is drinking and doesn't even want to talk about or talk or say any words about her sister.
Yeah.
Because obviously we could feel like, I was like, it is like a typical scenario, whatever is happening. These guys are going somewhere else, making out. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, one arrow came and just stabbed this guy, Nyles.
Niles.
And then he starts, my reaction was same as Sarah had. She was like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, what is going on? And then suddenly we just see one cave and some orange light. And then the eyes open, and also audience's eyes were also open. My eyes got open. Okay, there is a fucking loop. And obviously, and Sarah is now the part of it.
Yeah. So for me, it's a strange thing because when I watched this movie, it reminded me of two projects actually. One is Mickey 17 and one is Stranger Things actually. Millie Bobby Brown Stranger Things. So I remember these two projects. One thing is like the cave part. It reminded me of the scenes what they showed in Stranger Things, and the regeneration and the loop thing reminded me of Mickey 17, because in Mickey 17 also that guy makes like a lot of versions of himself. So it reminded me of that thing. But yeah, when I started watching this movie, I obviously we had a list that things what we'll discuss on this show. So I was following the list. So I was like, okay, fine. This movie is gonna be chill. After watching that Menace penis movie, what we watched, and I thought this is gonna be little chill type movie. So I was enjoying that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, there is like one hot chick, and there's one guy Nyles, who's gonna carry this whole movie. And then we get to know that Sarah is like sister of the bride, and bride is like the Tala and Abe. So that's where the whole story, I thought like they gonna, so this is gonna be just a part of the movie where they're showing a scene where their sister is getting married and story will continue after it. But I didn't know that whole movie is based on that whole wedding day, like November 9th. So that's the day so that's the day when these guys had fun. They were high as fuck, and they went to the cave. They made out. They maked out. They hooked up, and like Roy got high. Roy's was his best best night of his life. Everything happened in one night, and yeah, man. Like obviously, if this is the type of night someone is having, that would be crazy actually, because Roy, I think Roy was having his best night of his life. And yeah,
like then when they were in the bathroom, bro, that was very crazy to watch.
I even like the B-rolls and the sequence where Roy and Nyles, they were sharing in the bathtub, where they were like just in the zone, and people are knocking them, come out, but still they were in that zone. And when like Roy says, I don't want to I don't want tomorrow because this is what I wanted. This is the best night of my life. So Niles thought, okay, let me help this guy. But Roy thought this guy is giving punishment. So that's the reason he's always hunting him. And I totally agree what the scene we're talking about, the arrow scene. Suddenly you see that, yeah, Sarah and Niles are making out, and there's arrow in your back, and the way she freaked out, Sarah, that was very funny actually.
Yeah, that was literally very funny because I could see like if something happens suddenly
Yeah.
out of nowhere, you'll be like, oh, somebody is gonna die or what? Or
Mhm.
like I might die. That's why she must be freaking out and all. So, but how the story proceeds, you know, how in the beginning, how Sarah is freaking out. Like she
Mhm.
thought, like if she does that, right? If she kills uh, herself, means she been trying that a lot of time. And when she finally thought, like by convincing or by doing the right thing,
Mhm.
like confessing the sins that you made, things are gonna be fine.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
went to Texas, man. Like she went to Texas, and you know, but the real thing is, Niall says that I went to one of the country, the country that he named. It was in Africa. I saw on Google,
Okay.
and it was so far from Los Angeles. I mean, wherever the wedding was happening, I don't know. I
Uh,
guess in Vegas, around Vegas or whatsoever.
I think yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and he went to Africa. He was like, I smoked a bunch of meth and I went to Africa, is
Uh,
that country, and then he passed out. Can you imagine how many days he would have, like
uh,
he was awake,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And then he passed out again. Means these guys literally did try a lot of shit to get out of the loop, but the right way
Yeah.
to figuring out the right way was the real deal,
Exactly.
right? And
No, I would say Niles, uh, he kind of knew how to get out of this loop because he stayed for so many years. I think if you stay for so many years for like somewhere, you will figure out like what's happening there, and uh, like to be honest, like what's going on there, what is situation there. You'll definitely find out. But I think Niles was not taking next step because he thought that, yeah, this is the life what I want. In reality, everyone is like suffering from poverty, from the taxes, from anything like. So he thought this might be the best life what he's living right now, and he never like tried to figure out that, yeah, something is wrong staying there. So that's when like when Roy the time when Roy when Niles take Roy to that cave to give him like the loop, continuous loop. So that's where I think Sarah follows Niles. So he says like, don't follow me, and that's where even Sarah comes into that loop. And yeah, eventually Sarah likes that, yeah, everything is happening. And when she gets confused, like what's happening, I'm dying and respawning into the same spot. And one day, like these guys like come close, they make out, they start developing feelings for each other, and this they live the same day, every now and then. And one day she's like not in the in that mind space that, yeah, she's just bored of that day now. She wants to just move to the next day, but Niles doesn't allow her. So that's when like Sarah tells the plan, like how she kind of figures out in a very less span of time, like compared to Niles. So
I mean, that's what they show. But I would say the for Niles, no, obviously he would have it for him. It was like a normal day. Like
uh,
he is waking up on his bed, he's having beer on a pool. He knows whatever the people are going
okay,
to say, and
one thing, in this movie they've opened many cans, beer cans.
I mean, he knew whatever is going on. It was like a, and obviously he had his reasons. Like people are, he was losing his memory. He had no idea what
uh,
he used to do, where does he belong, right? And, and there was no motivation to obviously to continue. I mean, in a way that I'm gonna go back to my life. Although if I come out of the loop, what is gonna happen? But for Sarah, every day when she is waking up, it reminds her that she slept with the guy. Her sister is gonna get married,
Hmm.
and she cannot kept living like that. That was the
Exactly.
point that was making her feel like waking up on this day every day is not the right thing.
Hmm.
So she has to change it. And after, obviously they showed that Sarah studied everything and all. It would have taken her a lot of time actually.
Hmm.
Actually, a lot of time to study the entire physics and all, and understanding if they make a blast in between of that loop, it will make them come out of the loop. You have to break that chain with some amount of energy you have to create. That's why they use as much possible physics they could have
Hmm.
used. Right, you have to create that much kind of impact. That's why she got so many C4 on
Exactly.
on her. But for Niles, no. But one thing that I liked about, like, Niles started to forgetting what he was. But when these guys came out of the loop, na, he remembered that he had to pick his dog. It means
Ah.
out when you came out of the loop, your memories also come back,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the loop who is living, the person who is living the loop is the same person, right? And the memories are vanishing, but when you come out the loop, you actually link the chain that was
Yeah.
broken before.
It
So that was
it's like the
interesting.
dynamic link what we use for editing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that was great. And how they means the best part is the entire movies are around the movie, what is happening. There is a bar where this one of the chick, Darla, yeah, Darla, that lady, the
Dala.
old
Yeah. Yeah.
lady,
Yeah. Huh.
Darla, yeah, they met in the bar, and they were doing bunch of stuff, and they started doing stuff for each other, and that's where Niall started have feelings. If Sarah wouldn't have slept with Abe, she would have stayed. Like, I'm
Hmm.
just waking up on on my shitty life, but shitty event is something else. You
Yeah.
might have a life which is shitty, but exactly opening your eyes every single day and understanding that you literally made a sin. you
Hmm.
know you actually abandoned the person who loves you so much, your sister.
Exactly.
So she wanted to change that for herself, and that made her motivated to come out of the place. And it's a good thing that
Hmm.
she wanted Niles to come with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I obviously loved the part when these guys were in a tent and they were discussing about, Niles understand that he forgot what he was, and
Hmm.
then they saw those dinosaurs. Bro, it was I
Man.
don't know, it was good, bhai.
Yeah. Like I remember like the dinosaur scene. Uh, I knew like if you are consumed with something, you see these kind of creatures, man. Like I want to see dinosaurs like living front of us. That would be very great, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, these magic mushrooms are good, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it
One
was
thing. Okay. Now if you talk about the filmmaking part, I really loved this movie as a filmmaking point of view, because uh if you initially start the movie and when you watch it, it's like movie starts with the guy who's come in like a very casual formal Hawaii look. He's come to a random wedding and everyone is dressed formal, and he is coming and chilling there, and yeah, everyone says that don't give a speech, but he still delivers a speech. That speech doesn't make any sense,
Mhm.
but yeah, everyone claps for for him. But yeah, like we get to know that why is he wearing very casual dress, because he's obviously used to it and he doesn't want to dress every day formal. So that's like the best part. And I would say that from the filmmaking point of view, I would say that director have used the same location like more than 10 times, I guess. I think 10 times is what they've showed in the movie, but imagine for the filming part they might have used other shots as well, but I don't think this might come to the final cut, because there were
Mhm.
scenes where uh, they go and talk, and there was one scene where Niles gives a speech, and there's one scene where only Sarah comes and gives a speech, and there's even one scene where the cake has a bomb and they blast it. and yeah, chaos in the marriage space. Everyone is cheering, everyone is emotional. Man, I would say that like in the same space they created many versions of the day. What they like basically they created many days in one day. I would say that that is like very impressive because you have to keep the extras wearing the same clothes for every scene, creating that scene, cleaning up. That would take many effort, but yeah, I would say it has delivered very amazingly. And yeah, like you I think you'll be knowing because when we were initially doing film, uh, keeping track of shot list and the shots what we shot, it's very difficult. And in the edit table it's like a nightmare for us because if you miss this shot during this sequence, the whole scene might just got wasted or anything might happen. So I would say they've shot multiple scenes in the bedroom, the waking up same day, same version where in the first uh, I'm audible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me. Yeah.
So I remember the first sequence where Niles and I think her Misty, Niles and Misty, when they wake up, he says, "Nice legs." She's like, "Okay, we have to do it faster." Then a few more scenes when they repeat the same thing, and I remember like there is like one continuous shots where now they don't feel that connection between Misty and Niles. Niles is diverted towards Sarah, so he doesn't feel the same love what Misty has for Misty. So even those shots were so amazing that yeah, it takes you into character's journey that yeah, like now the love language to one person has changed to other person actually, and the same things what were romantic and good has not it's become boring for that person right now. So he doesn't enjoy their life the same thing, and I think he wants to change the day, but he's not happy with changing the day because he wants to go into the reality where he says right, poverty is there, laws and other things are there.
People die.
People die, and here you don't die, it's only every day you wake up for a new life. So I completely get it what Niles was trying to say, but yeah, that was very amazing to see as a filmmaker's point of view. That was very
Mhm.
amazing actually.
Yeah, the concept itself was pretty crazy, man.
Yeah,
First thing, you would never imagine the movie is going to turn out like this.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was the first surprise you're gonna get. And I have this question that what would be the reason for him, for Niles to get in the loop? For me, like
Ah.
how would he started
they
in a
they didn't
loop?
mention this actually, like how Niles
Yeah,
got stuck into this cave and why did he come to this cave, and
exactly.
there's a wedding happening yet, why did he leave the wedding and come to the cave?
Exactly. That is the
So
point. Like why he went to the cave. And
yeah,
obviously, after so many, I know we have no idea how long he been in the loop.
yeah.
But the point is that uh, I guess Sarah, at the end of the movie, when they went out of the loop, she should have asked, like, how did you even get inside?
Ha ha
What
ha.
was the reason?
Yeah, yeah.
They at least they should have mentioned that point, and then the movie could have ended there.
Exactly.
you know from something like that could have happened, because it is like some kind of dark secret Nias
Yeah,
just doesn't want to share.
they just left us
So
in cliffhanger. They didn't solve that what is the issue
uh,
and why
they
was it.
didn't even they
Yeah.
didn't even put it. They gave us they showed us how Roy got stuck. They
Hmm.
showed us how Sarah got stuck, but we never got to know how Niles got stuck,
Yeah.
right? Or is there anyone else also? The old lady,
Ha ha.
she also stuck.
Yeah.
The old lady, she says, no, it was a speech that I never heard. I went to so many weddings. That kind of speech I
Ha.
never heard.
Yes.
She she
Yeah.
says, I went to so many weddings.
Weddings. Yeah.
Or maybe that those so many weddings are the same this wedding only. You never know.
Yeah. Every day, same wedding.
Yeah.
So
Something like that. So
makes sense. Like many theories can be formed from this movie, but yeah, like I wish that they tell that why Niles was stuck there and what made him do this. But yeah, they never discuss about this. Uh,
mm-hmm.
is there any spin-off or any project related to Palm Springs, or is it like independent project?
No, no, there is no project related to that.
Okay. I think
Uh,
directors might cash grab for this movie and make a spin-off where it's only Niles. How did he get to that cave? They might do this. Who knows? Like they can do it.
you never know, man. Maybe it might complicate stuff
Huh.
because this movie got Critics' Choice Award for Best Comedy Movie, actually.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, so that is actually a good thing,
Hmm.
because these kind of movies usually don't get good stars or ratings,
Exactly.
but it did because it was actually a good movie. How they use the fiction part, and means this movie is very real.
Yeah.
Whatever the things that are happening, a real human does. You know, but the fiction part is when you
Hmm.
wake up. That sound, wake up.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
so that was a part. But man, for me, after watching this movie, I fell in love with Kristen Milotti.
Yeah.
You know
Obviously,
that I was like, man, she is
every
so beautiful.
every scene by scene, like she's getting prettier and like what do I say? Like
I actually watched some of her movies, means very very old movies, when she was like 22 or 21 when she started, and
mm,
those were Canadian movies because she is a Canadian
yeah,
actor.
yeah.
So because not very movies she has done so far. I
Okay.
mean, not so many movies she has made. Obviously, she was in Wolf of Wall Street,
Mm,
and right now she was in Penguin as
mm.
somebody's
Sophia.
daughter, Sophia.
Yeah.
Uh, she is performing, but I kind of liked her, the character that she performed here.
Yeah.
Although and also, I loved the frames of this movie,
Oh,
the
yeah. Yeah.
frames that these guys use, like this, like that. Frames, especially the shallow frames. They are very great. Whether
Yeah.
they are tilted, where they're from low to high, or whether they are eye level. So all these frames are very very good choice, because it was going with the kind of
Yeah.
perspective or perception they wanted to create here
Yeah.
for the audience. uh, and not, also one more question that came in my mind: imagine if we both are in a loop,
Mm.
right, and you die, and I don't, but when you wake up, I am also waking up, right?
Okay.
You see, because
Okay.
the time is same.
Ha, ha.
Na, I am also waking up. So by the time I goes back to sleep, does the time stops for you? That is also a thing that in my
Uh,
mind, like how that works for in the
Actually,
physics part.
they didn't describe this part in the movie because
Exactly.
when Sarah dies from that truck, she respawns it
Hmm.
next day, and this guy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
returns back next day. So is it a shot where it happens on the same day, or is it the next day shot where she wakes up for
Or
the
is there, or are you waking up some other version of Niles? Or, I
huh?
mean, either time is stopping for you, or it is getting fast for them.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
until unless they die or they fell to sleep. And imagine we are in a loop. You decided to imagine Sarah and Niles are in the loop, and
Hmm.
Sarah dies, and then Niles wanted to go on a trip after smoking meth for 7 days. So for 7 days,
Yeah.
is it like time stopped for Sarah? Because when she's gonna wake up with Niles at the same place, right?
See, this might work as what they explained in Interstellar, right? One time can be different for one point of person, and one time zone can be different. Like when you reach the same place,
But they were in the same loop, man. But they were in the same loop.
huh? Any guys who know physics, what we're discussing, comment down below and let us know
Yeah,
that
this quantum physics
uh,
and what shit
what
soever.
what is the real answer would be for this scene. So please explain it. Comment down below and let us know that.
Today we are discovering a lot of things, man, right?
Exactly,
First
exactly.
we discovered first we discovered that the birds that were in the movie birds, they were high on cocaine, and now this shit. It's good,
Yeah.
man. I guess that's why we do this. That's why we
Exactly.
fucking started this podcast channel in the first place.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I think I need to like watch like few theories, people discussing about, so that we'll get to know that how time works for Sarah and Niles, because there are many times when Sarah died, respawned in other time, and Niles have come to other time, but they both respawn in the same time, and they what do you say, they wake up in the same bed, not same bed, same house every time. So that's what we need to see, that how that would be great to see that how does it work for them.
I guess it is more likely to be time stopping for the other person.
Huh.
That's why, because if you are in a loop, there are no chances of multiple realities, because that
Yeah.
is not this movie is all about.
Or else,
That you are.
yeah, or else I have one more theory that, yeah, now this movie is a comedy movie. And when you compare comedy movies, you don't have to apply so much brain. It's just like fast cuts. Everything is happening on real time. But there's no lot of
Mm.
logic, but it's fun to watch. I think this also might be in the same category where it's fun to watch, but not very much. You have to put brains on it. It's fast cuts. Assume it. Is it
Yeah,
like,
man. That part I understand
yeah.
totally. But if we try to decode it,
Mhm.
for me that is what it is. Even if Roy dies or whatsoever, I guess the starting point is the same. The ending
Hmm.
point can be different. The starting point is the same, that when you wake up,
Yeah, yeah.
and we are waking up at the same time, apart from the fact that whether they are sleeping at the same time or not, and the
Hmm.
time stops for the person who is living. you know
Hmm.
so so yeah, man, I mean, it's a deep physics, man.
Imagine if director made this movie just for entertainment purpose and nothing science related. We would sound so dumb actually.
He'll be like, bro, I wouldn't have thought about it,
He
but
he,
obviously
he
they
would be
would
like
have.
he would be like, I never thought so much about making this movie. Why they're discussing so much?
Yeah. But yeah, man, whatsoever, like, after this, I was like so much into Kristen Milotti. I wanted, that's why I was also excited about Penguin, that
Hmm.
she's gonna be there. And yeah, man, other movies you can also watch.
Yeah, yeah.
They are not that interesting also, but yeah,
Okay.
you can.
But
She's a good
I
actress.
think Christian Melody is interesting, so I might watch her movies and project for her.
Okay, man. That's what you say about all the chicks that come around this.
I don't say for all, but
But yeah, man.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but one more thing, if I say about this movie, is like, I love the shots where they've used uh, what do you say, simplicity but yet more effective. You remember the shots where the wedding speech happens and the wedding shots where everyone is sitting next to the groom and bride, and lights, the trolley shots, the pan shots, and slow zoom in shots. uh, there I love the shots where they use proper mise and the lighting, and it's like very moody lighting sort of. So I would say that for lighting, we can study that scenes where how they shot it. And because you see there are like so many shots where they've taken from very long, what do you say, wide perspective, cut to very close up to cakes and people's reaction, and you have very fine lighting actually during the night times. So I would say that during, because you
Mm-hmm.
know that night times lighting is not very easy. Either two things will happen: either the shot will not come as you expected, or there'll be a lot of grains in the shot. So I would say that, yeah, this is the thing I was observing while watching this movie, that how fine lighting they achieved it. And yeah, man, like, uh and the poster, what they show that they were swimming on like pizza shaped air tube, and at the end, like, these both join, and that's where the camera goes up. I even like those. And some other guys comes and say, "You still in my pool?" Then they realize it's not November 9th, it's November
So like,
10th
yeah,
now.
what are you doing here?
Yeah,
What are you doing here? Because he had no idea na, when the family is coming back and they were
exactly.
supposed to be. And according to these guys, the time would have stopped for every buddy on Earth
Yeah,
or
yeah,
for even for the universe. That's why they are in a loop, man. Or
exactly.
maybe what my theory is, bro. So what would have happened? Multiverse will work here.
Bro, I don't think
Or
director would
let's
have.
just leave it.
I
Let's
don't
just
think
leave it.
director would have
I don't
thought
wanna
all
go
this.
there.
This is just a fun, casual movie with some hot chick. It's just fun to watch, and yeah, it's very fun, chilling movie. Yeah, it's very good to see that they realize it's not November 9th, it's November 10th now, and that's when like they come out of the pool and they come out and they see, yeah, they celebrate. Yeah, now it's not the same day. Even as an audience, when I saw that, yeah, they realized it's not the same day. Yeah, even I felt like, okay, finally they're out of the loop. It was fun actually. I want to see that what things they would have done after November 9th, because now Misty and Nyles are broken up, and now it's only Nyles and Sarah. So I wanted to see what happens after this. They come out. What happens to Nyles and Sarah, and what happens to Nyles and
I guess
Misty?
I guess they would have had a
Yeah,
lot of
obviously they would have had lot of things, but I would say like,
dates
yeah,
and
yeah. I'm getting what you're saying, but still, I want to see like even Misty was not like, she was also fine girl.
how bad? Oh,
She was fine, but I want to see like what happens to her, because Misty also what played very big part of Niall's life, being his girlfriend. So suddenly you just can't break up in one day. For her it's one day, but for him it's like many days, many years. So that reaction would freak anyone out. Like one day you're amazing, next day you break up, and third day you're with some other girl. So that's very suspicious. So I want to see like what happens and what is the prequel of this. That would be very nice if they release any
mm.
episode or anything related to this project.
Yeah, man, it would be interesting to see. But whatsoever, this movie was a full package for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and obviously, I'm gonna watch this movie with my friends when we are in a good mood.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You should watch this movie in a good mood. Actually, we should also, like, everyone should watch this movie in a good mood, because
In a good mood
yeah,
because I watched this movie for the first time when I was in a good mood
yes,
and I was in a very good mood
yeah,
and
yeah,
so I was
yeah.
high on good mood.
Yes,
So I
yes,
just I
yes,
just watched it. So I'm gonna make my friends high on good mood and then we're gonna watch this movie.
yes. Definitely, everyone should watch this in good mood, and this makes your mood even more better.
I would say this is a good term to use.
Yeah,
Bro, are you in a good mood? Yeah, man. Get the things that makes me in a good mood. We are actually discovering or inventing a lot of things, man.
exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah, man. Good,
so
good.
yes, it's good that we discovered a new stuff.
A good mood.
Yeah.
A good mood is all you need.
Exactly. Nice.
When Jaftaf is going to have an office, na, so the first tagline, the first some code of rules, right? Like
Yeah.
first is one step at a time, and second is all you need is a good mood. So when people become employee from interns, na, then they will understand what is the meaning of good mood here. Till then, they're gonna just be happy.
Exactly. No, no, I recommend that everyone who's watching this episode, you guys should be, some other day you should be in good mood. You know, if you know, you know. So yeah, it was a good discussion.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was a very interesting discussion, and obviously, people who are watching this should actually comment down what are the interesting things that they did when they were in a good mood. So
Yeah. Exactly. And if you have like a funny incident, what happened during a wedding, that you could also describe in the comment section. Will be eager to read it. And did you
yeah,
encounter
man,
any?
definitely.
Did you encounter any girl like Sarah? And you can just comment down below.
All right, guys, we should. All right, man, we should end it here
Yes.
because we don't wanna keep the people in a loop.
Yes, we'll stop the loop and let's go on to next day for tomorrow.
Yes,
Yes.
tomorrow.